Ken is his evaluator. Ken?
Thank you, Patricia. Jimmy, I apologize. I think you're still doing your hillbilly speech, right? For practice, fantastic. This is a 7-minute speech. Obviously, we have the pleasure of hearing this again. His objective is to tell a funny story and engage us with laughter. So, Jimmy Clem.
Thank you.
Revelation. That's what it was. I was just surprised to see that it came during a continuing education class at a higher institute, where after giving a class presentation, I noticed a fellow classmate who just happened to be from Oklahoma staring me down. And when I finished with my presentation, he pointed his finger and looked at me and said, "Boy, I believe you've got a little hillbilly in you." Welcome to the club, Okie from Muskogee. It takes one to know one. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. This morning I'm going to explain to you that really we all have a little bit of hillbilly in us. You see, I come from a place down south, kind of like Oklahoma, kind of like Arkansas. Matter of fact, where I come from is the great state of Texas, but all my kin is from Oklahoma and Texas and Arkansas. We say funny things down there. And my kinfolk like to climb up a tree and tell a lie rather than stand on the ground and tell the truth, if you know what I mean. And we're not a whole lot unlike you. We like work. Dang, I reckon we'll lay right down the side of it and go to sleep. We will. And I got kinfolk named Sissy Lou and Junior and Billy Bob and Bimbo. And I will tell you, they have their own way of doing things. Now, it wasn't that we weren't sophisticated. No. We just thought we couldn't afford it. We thought it was too expensive. Mama used to say, "Boy, just uncultured." And uncouth to boot. I didn't even know what couth was. Understand things like that. Well, we're not like a whole lot of different than anybody else. We have the same needs because we all got a little hillbilly. Now, if you laugh, I'm going to prove it because you're going to be busted. You ever carry a roll of duct tape and baling wire in your trunk? Uh-huh. You ever check your oil and wipe your dipstick on your britches? You know what I mean? Well, down south, we needed sometimes assurances, as we all do in life. And the way that we did that was through a guarantee. Lester Eugene, I know I owe you $100, but I guarantee you I'm going to pay you Friday. Now, if you need a doubly indemnified certitude, you added a conjunction. And I guarantee you I'm going to win that $343 million lotto jackpot. I bought the ticket Friday night at the Piggly Wiggly. It's mine. We cared for our family. It wasn't that we didn't have cell phones. They were kind of like cell phones. Really, it was the payphone down at the county jail. And we cared for our family. They would always call us and say, "Well, come pick me up." And we'd come pick them up. And then, of course, we'd make a call real quick to our other relatives and say, "Ronnie Eugene's getting out of the jailhouse. Lock up the chickens." And girls were important to us, just like they are. See, everybody's got a little hillbilly in them. We loved our women. Now, the girls down south are a little different. Yeah, they don't like to knit, that sort of thing. Mostly they change diapers and mud wrestle, and they do a little overhaul on transmissions from time to time. That's right. Now, Mama, bless her heart, Mama had a first heart attack real long back, and of course she's late getting to the doctor. You know, she had to stop at the Winn-Dixie and get a pack of Pall Mall. Anyway, she got back, we asked her how she was. Daddy couldn't take her, he was fishing. And she said, "Everything is fine." I said, "Mama, you sure?" "Well, yeah. Now, the doctor did say absolutely no smoking." until that valve on the oxygen machine is turned completely off. It wasn't like we didn't have business makers in our community. Kind of like that. We had major business. We had the parts house, the racetrack, and the bait shop. Shoot, dang, everybody's got an uncle in the family tree. Come on. Yeah. Down at the bait shop where they sell ammo, pickled pig's feet, stink bait. Yep. Well, I want to tell y'all that we all got a little hillbilly. And we all got an uncle that we're trying to hide, or a cousin that we don't want to come out. But you know what? You need to go call that uncle or that cousin up. You need to invite him fishing. There ain't one of you in this crowd, not one, that won't tap your feet at a little bit of fiddle and banjo music. Come on. And everybody likes barbecued armadillo, right? Come on. You're serving it, you're going to eat it. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're ever down south, now I have changed the names to protect the guilty, but if you're ever down south, you want to go see some of my folks, stop by my bait shop, tell him I sent you, and be sure to take your shoes off and get your hillbilly on.
We're going to put our hillbilly on now.
Good morning. What an honor to evaluate your speech, Jimmy. I tell you, this is all just so that you do a fantastic job on Sunday. Quite frankly, there's so little to evaluate because you're so incredibly gifted at this specific topic of storytelling. You embody what I think the world has lost in an art form, and that's being able to completely capture an audience's attention and then walk them through moments that really have an application. It's really rare, but to do that with humor and you end up knowing that you're laughing at yourself, even you call that out in a very direct way. Hey, if you're laughing right now, you've got a little bit of hillbilly in you. It's just a beautiful way just to break down barriers. I mean, it is the quintessential gift of storytelling. So if you hear anything today, know that you nailed it out of the park about 18 times. Just a tiny little bit of things so that Sunday is a further home run for you, because with both of you, what a great representation of our club. Truly hope you take it all the way. I think for me, the opening was a little bit more contrast vocally. I didn't quite understand what was happening at first, because I want to own the fact that knowing you were doing a hillbilly speech, something wasn't clicking. I'll own the fact that I haven't had a lot of coffee. But I think you could have teed that up. So that's more my issue than yours. I think you could have teed it up a little differently because you're so dressed for this part of a lecture. Your voice and vocal variety there, maybe even speaking a little slower to introduce us to the fact that I'm in a character now that's about to change, only mirrors the beauty of you derobing and becoming this hillbilly. Again, super nitpicky, but just a way to make that transition a little bit more viable and a little bit more selling to the audience that you're just not changing character here, there's more to the story. I'd lose the toothpick. I think it's a great gag, but I think it's hard to hear sometimes and understand what you're saying. There are a few words that for me, again, I'm seeing 50 and some of the words get muffled again, but I want you to succeed in all things. Maybe you have it for a minute and then take it out. I think it might get in the way, just an observation. I believe there's more to this hillbilly story that could be connected, believe it or not, ironically, by more pregnant pauses. So the application that a storyteller does so that as you're transitioning between these moments in your own makeup of story, a little longer pause in between just to let it sit. It's so beautifully done, it just gives us a little bit more time to contemplate. There's a rhythm too that I would encourage you maybe for 3 minutes only practice, because it's, again, such an amazing speech or story and such an engaging, humorous speech that a rhythm to some of this hillbilly question, maybe ending each story transition with the question a little bit stronger and louder, do you have hillbilly in you? Just keeps that audience engaged. Again, these are polishing a Porsche right now, not being critical. So phenomenal job. Very thankful to have the privilege of seeing you both succeed on Sunday and wish you all the best. Phenomenal job. Thank you so much.